I've always said that I am not for any company. I am not on the board of any company. Because of that, I always have my eyes and my ears on all the companies I hold their shares. So that once I see any sign of you not performing well, I sell my shares and japa with the money. But when it came to First Hold Co., formerly known as First Holdings PLC, or was it Limited, formerly known as First Bank of Nigeria Limited, I waited for far too long to sell my shares. Don't be like me. Hello my people, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Flo, the class prefect of the Flo Finance community, a channel where we talk about money matters that concern us as investors in Nigeria, that is. Today, we're going to talk about this moment. With the earnings per share of 18 naira 69 kobo for 2024, they have the money to pay, but they decided to be stingy. Oh my God. What a woeful return on investment for shareholders. I'm a shareholder of First Bank for a long time, and I'm pausing this video right now to go and put it up for sale. I'll be right back. That was the day I told you that I was off to sell my First Bank shares. Yes, all through this video, I'm going to be calling it First Bank, because this First Hold Co. always holds my, it always freezes my tongue. I don't want to bite my tongue, okay? So we'll be calling them First Bank of Nigeria Limited. First off, the disclaimers. Please, I am just an investor. I am not your financial advisor. Anything I say in this video is just me sharing my experiences investing in Nigeria. So everything I'm going to say today in this video is not me telling you to jettison your First Bank shares. I am sharing my own experience and the reasons why I took the decision to do what I did. Today, I'm going to talk about 1. Why I sold my First Bank shares after 18 years of holding it. 2. How much I realized from that. 3. What I used that money for. And number 4, my regrets and what I should have made if I had timed the sale better. Before I take you to my books to show you how it all went down, here's what you should never do as an investor. You should never hold on to the shares of a company just because it's popular with your friends, because you're lazy, or because you're distracted from your money. Always keep your eye on the money. Watch your investments like a hawk so that you know the best time to sell and pull out. In my own case, first of all, I was too lazy to sell the shares. You know, the moment that I saw that they started paying kobo as dividends, that's when I should have sold my shares and japa with my money to somewhere else. Even when I made up my mind to sell it, I became distracted and I missed the high point where I would have made a lot more money to sell it. You will see everything in this video. So please keep your eye on the money. Always watch your investments. We may be calling these investments passive income, but they are not 100% passive. So always make sure you pay attention to your investments so that you will not leave a lot of money on the table. Just look at the nonsense dividends First Hold Co. has been paying for years, kobo. Tell me why First Bank paid 1 naira per share in 2012 when their share price was, let's see. Okay, I can't find it here because digitalization of the Nigerian exchange started in 2015. But from this trend we can see here, we can say that it was very low. Let's use 5 naira per share back then. Yeah, let's call it 5 naira per share in 2012. And then as their share price was rising, First Bank was reducing their dividend payments to kobo. We haven't even talked about inflation and naira devaluation. We haven't even brought it into equation. So how did you go from paying 1 naira to 10 kobo? Look at the graph. Look at how it went from up there down into the valley. And since then, they've been paying kobo dividends. in spite of all these, their share price is rising. Who are these people that have been buying First Bank shares to make it to be rallying? Do you see the dividends? Why do you people still buy these shares? I know, people like me, we bought back in 2007, but you that has been buying these shares since 2014 that they started paying kobo, what is your incentive? Please let me know in the comments below. I really want to know. Maybe you guys are privy to something else that I don't know. I mean, of course, they've been giving bonus shares, but that's not enough. I call it kobo dividends because they can afford to pay more. So last year, I put out my eyes, I was so focused, tracking it, saying that I'm waiting for when it's, high so that I can sell and make the most money for that period. But I was distracted because I was at work. Look at the 40 naira per share that I missed out on in March 2024. And then they messed up again with their dividend payout ratio for the financial year 2024 when they paid 60 kobo per share. That was the last straw for me. What especially annoyed me was that their earnings per share was 18 naira 69 kobo, but they paid only 60 kobo, a paltry 60 kobo per share. The way some of these companies take shareholders for granted, So I immediately went and submitted a trade order on my stockbroking platform. Okay, I feel that I should do some explanation here for those that are new to investing in shares. Buying and selling of shares work like a regular market. Let's say you want to buy tomatoes. When you get to the market, what do? You start looking for sellers of tomatoes, right? So when I tell my stockbroker to go and sell my shares in the market, in the exchange, now we're talking about exchange, when they get there, they will be looking for buyers of the same shares they are selling. So another person is looking to buy First Bank shares, and then they send their stockbroker to come to the market. My own stockbroker will come and say, I'm selling First Bank shares, I'm selling First Bank shares. So because they cannot keep waiting for one person to buy all the shares at once, they'll be selling it in batches until it's finished. Okay, I had some 26,000 shares of First Bank in my portfolio at that time. If my stockbroker wait for one person to come and buy all of them in one transaction, that may never happen. So they will be selling it off in batches till they have sold them all off. As you can see here, in the first batch, they sold 833 shares. Bad market for that first sale. In the second one, they sold 6,000 shares. The third one, 3,127 shares till they sold all of them. We can also see that in each of these batches, the shares were sold at different prices. Yes, just like some customers will come and bargain better, or can we say haggle better than others and get a cheaper price in the market, on the stock exchange market, stockbrokers can haggle too till they eventually agree on a price. When submitting the trade order, I will tell my stockbroker the conditions of sale. I may come and say, okay, don't sell below this price, or I'll give them the free rein, sell whatever you see in the market, best price you see in the market for the day. Of course, before I even complete the trade order, I have to go check what the share price of the shares I want to sell is for that day, so that I'll make sure that I'm happy with the price for the day before I even complete the trade order. When my stockbroker gets to the market that day, they will try to get the best price for me, because the higher they sell the shares, the more money they will make, because they work on commission basis. Look at all the fees and commissions: stockbroker commission, Nigerian exchange fees, CSS fees, CSS alert fees, SEC fees, stamp duty. They're all tiny amounts, 1.35% here, 0.3% there. You can see here for this batch of 833 shares that were sold at 26 naira 20 kobo per share to get about 21,800 naira. I paid only 486 naira in fees and commission. If you subtract that, I made about 21,300 naira. You can also see from the date on each contract note that all these sales happened the same day, which is good. Yeah, you want a situation where when you come to the market to sell your shares, there will be people waiting to buy them. Else, it will be junk. Yeah, if you come to the market to sell something and from morning till night, nobody asks you how much are you selling, are you even selling it? That means that it's junk. So when investing in shares, you don't want to wait till it's too late to sell your shares. You won't be able to sell it. So that's why you have to keep your eye on your investment. Listen to the news. And if the news is terrible for any company, you better be the first one to sell off your shares before it's too late. By the time the crowd, everybody is coming to the market to come and sell, nobody is buying. Yeah, you've lost already. These are the 8 contract notes and fees from that sale. I made almost several thousand naira from that, paid about 15,000 naira in fees and commissions, leaving me with a net total of 684,000 naira. What did I do with the money? All these were sold on the 26th of June, and by the 30th of June, my money was ready, as you can see from the settlement date. So I withdrew the money and put it in the July edition of FGN Savings Bond, which was announced on the 7th of July this year. The interest rate for the July edition of FGN Savings Bond was 16.762% per annum. I rounded up the money to 700,000 naira and invested it in the July edition of the FGN Savings Bond. Based on the interest rate offered, I will earn approximately 117,000 naira per year from that investment. I have already earned my first coupon in October, and I was paid about 29,000 naira just for one coupon. Now, let's look at what First Bank paid me in dividends for 1 year when I still had their shares. For the whole financial year 2024, I had 26,359 shares with First Bank, and they paid me a paltry 60 kobo per share as dividends, making it a total of 15,815 naira 40 kobo. I put the same money in FGN Savings Bond, and in just 3 months, I've already earned almost double the amount I was paid in a whole year. Am I making sense? Am I? If not more than double, because dividends are subject to withholding tax. So subtracting 10% from that tertiary 15,000 naira equals this minus 10% of the same number. We get 14,233 naira 86 kobo, which is actually less than double what I got from investing the same amount in FGN Savings. Yeah, I rounded up the amount for FGN Savings, but yeah, that notwithstanding, this is less than double. Like what they paid me in a whole year, I got it in 3 months. Make it make sense. Actually, let's see how much they paid into my bank account. They said that they paid it on the date payable, 22nd of May 2025, logging into my bank account. Okay, I saw that it entered my bank account on the 26th of May 2025, and you can see it koro, the amount they paid me. 14,233 naira 86 kobo. And that, my friends, is how you make your money work harder for you. It's not about, I have these shares here, I have these shares of this company, I have these shares of this company. Is your money in that company working as hard as it should? No. Pull it out and put it somewhere else. That's how investment works. You cannot invest your money and go to sleep. I hold the shares of First Bank, I hold the shares of First Bank. Look at it. Even me that held 26,000 shares, I was getting almost nothing. What is 15,000 naira? Yeah, what is it? Believe it or not, I'm also advising myself here, because if I had sold these shares at an average share price of 40 naira per share on March 18, 2024, I would have made approximately 1.054 million naira. Let's see how much I lost by making that mistake. Equals this minus that, 350,000 naira. Just look at what laziness and distraction made me lose. And if I had invested that 1.054 million naira in the April 2024 edition of FGN Savings Bond, I would have gotten an interest rate of abadaba 18.046%. Now I'm angry all over again. Let's plug that into the FGN Savings Bond calculator. Just look at the almost 50,000 naira per quarter I would have been earning by now till 2027. I just feel like, yeah, I deserve that slap, because as the class prefect of this Flow Finance community, I shouldn't be making rookie mistakes like that. I shouldn't, but you know, life is lifing, and before you know it, distraction happens. You lose a lot. This is why I will never accept that investing is 100% passive income, because once you snooze, you lose a lot. I hope you learned something from this video. Bye. See you in my next one.